Hello, Simplifiers. Diana with Diana Simplifies here. How are you doing? Hope you're doing fantastic. I have filmed a decluttering video for you guys. Hopefully it will be up soon. I got a little lazy. I did a lot of decluttering and then I got a little lazy. So I've got two things, I think only two things from Dollar General. The rest will be from Dollar Tree. So let's just start with Dollar General so it'll be easier. These are both $1 a piece. I went in there to get bananas or something. Ours has produce and I didn't go to the store, so I just ran in there to get some bananas. All right, so while I was in there, I looked at the dollar, of course, looked at the dollar aisle. This is the LA's Totally Awesome Rain Fresh Laundry Detergent with Stain Lifter. I like these, and these are the bigger bottles, so it's 32 loads, and I get a little bit more. It says right there 32. I get a little bit more out of it than that because I usually don't use, I do small loads, so I don't usually use the entire, what I do is I kind of fill the cap up, but maybe to here, not all the way up. And then maybe even a little bit less if it's just a small load. But anyway, they have these in different scents. They all smell the same to me. They don't really have much of a scent. It's not strong, it's not floral, at least not to me. It doesn't smell floral. This, I think, says Rain Fresh. Doesn't smell like rain. They all smell the same. So I usually use the orange bottle, but I got this one because that was the big bottle that they have. So usually it's a smaller bottle than that. So if I find these big bottles, I pick them up. So $1 there, and then sometimes you can get the big bottles at Dollar Tree, but it's $1.25. So if I can find them for $1, I get them. And I've also mentioned we usually use all free and clear for anything Spencer is touching. I don't even think that's what's wrong with him, but something about the wintertime, it causes his legs to itch. So we just use free and clear just in case, but for my stuff and my clothes and whatever, I use this just because it's cheaper and it doesn't make me itch and I'm fine. So that's just, not that that matters. And then I've been using this Home Bright spray for a long time. It's foaming dish spray, but I've been using it for cleaning bathtubs and showers. It's really good if you use like a miracle sponge with it, but they came out with watermelon scent. So I picked up the watermelon. In the past, they've had like the blue, like this, the blue Dawn dishwashing. I don't even know what I'm saying at this point. The blue Dawn dishwashing kind of scent. It's kind of this, not exactly, but it's kind of the same as that. And then they got a lemon scent, and now they got watermelon scent. So while they still had it, this one's been out for a while. While they've still had it, this is the Home Bright, 20% more, 12 ounce for the 10 ounce price. Cuts tough grease. So anyway, you can use it on your dishes or clean your bathrooms with it. Works really well in my opinion. I like it, and it's not super harsh. And you know, so many cleaners are just really harsh. So I like it because of that. All right, let's get on to the Dollar Tree stuff. This is really small. I go in there occasionally. Oh, I forgot about these. I go in there occasionally and just a lot of times I don't even pick up anything because I just only see one or two things, and so I just don't even bother to stand in line. But this particular day, I found the laundry detergent sheets again. I actually like these. So it's 15 loads. One sheet equals one load. And again, I use, let's see, it says toss directly into washer, mess-free, biodegradable, fresh scent. I use one for a small load. It does soap up. I've made sure of that, and I can smell, it's not real strong, but I can smell a fresh scent on my clothes. So I feel like it's working. I don't use it on Spencer's work clothes. You know, like I said, it's all free and clear, and that stuff's super soapy. That is the soapiest stuff. If I put too much on his clothes, they come out just soapy, you know, it's just crazy. But anyway, I got another one of those because I liked the first one. And then there's more than one Windsock out there, but it's just called Windsock. It's $1.25. I'll open it so you can see this is what it looks like right here. But there's some hooks on my front porch. And because there's already hooks out there, I don't want to add any hooks to my house, but since there's already some hooks up there, I'll open it and show it to you. I totally forgot about these. It's funny, this bag's been sitting here for a while, and I forgot, probably since last week, forgot I got this. Oh yeah, that's pretty substantial. Now, it's cheapy nylon material. Is it going to last forever? No. Will it maybe last through the 4th? I hope so, because we're not far from the 4th. So this is going to be neat. It's just going to go off my front porch. I think that's going to be neat. I got 2 of them. So I'm pretty certain I've seen somebody show more than just this one, but because I was kind of in a rush and I didn't have time to go to 5 stores looking for the other one, I just got 2 of these. So if I find another one, I'll probably pick it up. But that's actually pretty neat. I mean, it's not super thin. Okay, and then oh, I almost forgot. I think these are so cute. I've been seeing these for a while, and I finally decided to get them. They also have eyeshadow, so sorry about the glare. So it's the perfectly, what does it say, flushed? You're looking perfectly flushed. Yeah, the LA colors. This one is Perfection, and then this one says Furbulous. So these are blushes, but aren't they cute? I just couldn't resist. I actually look pretty close. It's the same color, but this one's more of a plum. This one's more of a pinky, so more of a pink, more of a plum. Anyway, those are cute. Those are really cute. I'm gonna try those out. I think for $1.25, that's super cute. Let's see. Yeah, the price is actually on the back, so if you're wondering, instead of that front with the huge sticker, it's actually on the back and it's really small. All right, and then I wanted to try these. I just decided to get both because I didn't know which one I wanted, and so this one is berry scented. It's the Be Pure. I'm just running over my words. Be Pure. And the price is back here, which is nice. It also has all kinds of junk ingredients. So just because something says paraben free and phthalate free doesn't mean it doesn't have a bunch of junk. So you can just see what all kinds of junk is in it. But anyway, paraben free, phthalate free, free. Same with this one, paraben free, phthalate free. This is watermelon scented. Same thing, Be Pure. So I'm gonna put these on. I brought a paper towel to kind of wipe it off. So let's see. Let's try the watermelon first because I'm really interested if that's gonna smell decent. What I'm hoping is, since I bought 2, it's probably gonna be really sticky because I do not like anything sticky. So what's gonna happen is, because I decided to buy them both, these are both the ones that I saw the same day, and it's the only ones I've seen. I'm pretty sure I've only seen 2. It's gonna be super sticky. So here it is. Let's see. 0.15 ounces. We're just gonna see. Is this gonna be super sticky? Ah. Okay, that smells good. Yeah. That's worth $1.25. I like that. It doesn't feel sticky. It just feels like lip gloss, just like it says. Feels like lip gloss, smells really heavenly. And there's really not, it's really light. If that's a color, it's almost about like that really light color right there. It's just really light. Okay, I like that. Okay, because I want to show you the color, so let's, yeah. Nothing really coming off of there. There's the color, nothing. We'll see if this has a color. Okay, this is gonna be berry scented. Took me a few minutes to find a place to set up where it wasn't such a glare, that everything was just whitened out, where I was just white. So tell me, is it hot where you are? So here it is. It's boiling hot here. We're kind of used to it. I mean, I don't love it. It's not that I love it, it's just that we're kind of used to it here, but I do enjoy people in Minnesota talking about the 4-day heat wave. I listened to 2 different people on Facebook that talked about I watched 2 different people from Minnesota, and they cracked me up when it got hot. I was like, y'all, come on now. Come on. Okay, I gotta say the scents are good. The scents are good and it's not sticky. Not really. Are y'all seeing any color? I'm not really seeing any color. It might be a hint of a color. I thought this one actually had a color until I thought this one had a color until I got on here, and I don't see any color that wiped off. This looks like there might be a little, maybe. Okay, it smells good. Oh, why is this not? There we go. It smells good. Okay, I really thought I wasn't gonna like these, so I'm impressed. So Be Pure, it looks like this, and you got the 2 different flavors. I'm impressed, what can I say? All right, so there's the packaging. And again, these, I just think these are adorable. Okay, let's talk decluttering for just a second. Yeah, that's nice. It's not sticky. And then you could just put a lipstick color on if you wanted color, and then just put this over, because it seems like this is clear. It looks clear to me. I don't know. That's fine with me. It doesn't bother me. Okay, let's talk decluttering for just a second. I messed up. I did one decluttering video and I cut it off after about 30 minutes, which that is fine. It's going to take a long time to upload, but that's fine. The second one, I went to 45 minutes and I was like, that's really long to try to upload. Also, nobody's going to watch me for 45 minutes. There might be 2 of you that would watch the whole thing, but most likely you'd get bored and move it on. Unless you were actually decluttering yourself, you would just be boring, right? So I got a lot done. What I ended up doing, I was like, oh, I've already messed up. So I kept going, and it was a little bit over an hour. So I decluttered for about an hour and a half, and I worked in that, I'm calling it my storage room. It's the spare bedroom, but when Spencer started working on, I'm gonna point this room right here, the room next to it, which is where all the stuff, we had to move everything from this room into that room. I had decluttered that room. It looked really good, and then we moved everything from here into here. So it's been a mess ever since. It's driving me crazy. So I decluttered a whole bunch of stuff, and then it's just been, so this was a few days ago. I never uploaded even the first one, which the idea was to upload it last week sometime, but I never did it. So I need to be doing that, right? But I still haven't done it. But anyway, I got a lot done. The room is still a mess. I mean, I can't declutter everything in there because a lot of it goes back into that room. There's a refrigerator in there. There are shelving units that he made himself that go back into the closet. So once they go back in the closet, they're not going to be sitting out and they're going to get used, right? So I'm not getting rid of those. And then every time I buy like extra potato chips, and because I don't have a pantry, and then the little closet I was using for a pantry was in that room, and I couldn't get to it because the floor was gone, and you know, we're not on a slab. It's when the floor is gone, the floor is gone, and you're down there in dirt. So you can go in there and walk on dirt if that's what you want to do, but then you're way down here and the shelves are way up here and I'm too short and I can't, you know what I'm saying? So I had to, at some point, he got to a point where I had to get just about everything out of that. So that's kind of been decluttered now. That sort of got decluttered. I had to find all new places in the kitchen. So like extra crackers that I used to store in there, now they're in the kitchen. Extra this, extra that. So many extras back in the kitchen. So the kitchen cabinets are crowded, even though I've decluttered them, 15 times. So anyway, all that to say, I have actually been decluttering. And then today, so then it was like probably about a week ago. I can't remember. I think it was a week ago today. I stayed home all day. It was a Wednesday. I stayed home all day and I worked on that room. I was very proud of myself. Well, then all that stuff got moved into the entry hall, which is the room next door to it. And it needed to go there, or it had to go somewhere, right? And then I take stuff from the entry hall over to the food pantry, or if it was applicable, I would take it I would bag it up and take it this way to the truck and to go to Goodwill, or wherever. It doesn't have to be Goodwill, but for me it's going to be Goodwill. So I hadn't done, it was all sitting there for a week, and I was like, this is ridiculous. If you're gonna seriously declutter, you need to get this stuff going. So of course, I don't think it was quite as hot last week. Why didn't I deal with this stuff last week, right? So this morning, between about 9 and 10:30, I'm walking stuff back and forth over here. I need like just a wheelbarrow and just throw it all in there and wheel it down there once. But anyway, got lots of exercise going back and forth, back and forth. It's right across the street, but it's at the back of their parking lot. So it's not, not, if it was at the front of their parking lot, it'd be right outside my door, right? That'd be perfect. But no, it was further. So anyway, I've just went back and forth several times. Well, of course it's very hot, but I was like, it's the morning, you can handle it. And so I just kept going back and forth, back and forth. And then finally got finished with that. I was still working on it, and I had put a lamp out there. Somebody picked the lamp up already, and I was like, oh, when did they come by? Because I had been running back and forth. I guess maybe I'd gone back in the kitchen for a while. I don't know. But anyway, in the meantime, somebody come and pick up a lamp. So then the other big thing I had was my old toaster oven, and this is crazy. I cleaned the toaster oven. That's been sitting there for probably, 2 months, because I got a different type of toaster oven. So it's just been sitting there maybe 2.5 months. And I was like, I got to clean this. I can't take it, although it still looked grungy because I didn't get all the dirt off of it. But anyway, I cleaned it. Well, I have this dish scrubber, and Spencer really likes this dish scrubber. It's just one of the round one that you pop the top off, and it's got the liquid soap. You can just like pour the liquid soap and then put the little top, and then you can push it and it gets the liquid soap out. Well, by the time, I'll just tell you how bad my toaster oven was. I need to make sure I actually cleaned the new one. There's a tray under there that I just occasionally I would pull it out, but it had grease had dropped all over it. So it was so greasy that it ended up ruining the dish thing. And that dish thing, I'm not trying to sound cheap, but that's a brand new one. So I'd gotten rid of the prior one that wasn't that great. I wish I'd still had that one, although I wouldn't have thought to use it because I didn't realize this was going to be so grungy. It was so greasy, it turned the white brush part dark brown. And I was like, what is all this on here? Like, we put toasted bread in there. Occasionally, I would heat up half of a hamburger. If we went out to eat and I didn't eat the whole hamburger, I would stick that in there. So I guess that was dripping. I don't really know. I don't really know what was happening, but most of the time we were just using it for literally for toast. So I was like, what is all over this? I don't know. So anyway, my scrubber is ruined. Completely ruined. In fact, the trash people are coming today. I threw it out in the trash. That's the other thing I did. I was taking stuff back and forth to the trash can. I kept finding stuff that needed to, it's funny how it's trash day and you keep seeing stuff around the house. Well, this needs to go and this needs to go. And when you're done, you've taken so much more stuff out there. It was already full and it just keeps getting fuller. It's just like crammed to the top. I had a couple pots where I planted 2 plants. That's it this year, 2 plants. And so I had those pots. And so that's making the thing stand open. Anyways, my glasses, something in my eye, so I took my glasses off to deal with that. But anyway, so I walked back and forth to the trash can 15 times. I walked back and forth to the food pantry several times. Then I walked this way to the truck several times because I had bags of clothes. So I'm going to take, I can't remember if it's 2, it might be 3 bags of, but they weren't quite full, 3 bags of Mom's more wintry clothes. I'm trying to just take a little at a time. So I think I've got maybe 3 bags left of that. So, but I'm just wanting to get the stuff out of my house because this stuff's just sitting here. It's sitting here. That was sitting in the dining room, which is attached to the entry hall. And the entry hall has been full of stuff it was already full of stuff. It had stuff sitting there to be decluttered. And then I added all the stuff from that one room. And now there's all this stuff sitting there. So anyway, all that to say, I did actually declutter a bunch of stuff. I worked for an hour and a half, which is that's a marathon for me. I do not like to declutter. So that was a long time for me. Hopefully you'll get a lot out of it if you want to see decluttering content. Somebody who was so sweet, they commented on an old video and they said they get motivation for my decluttering videos, and I felt guilty because I haven't really been decluttering. I declutter a little bit at a time, but I usually don't do a lot on here, just because a lot of times it just takes longer. It's just easier if I just have something real quick to do. It's just easier if I just run through and do it than to try to film it. So I don't know. And then YouTube's algorithm has cut all my viewers, so almost nobody sees my stuff anymore, which is annoying at best. I've been on here for probably, I don't know how many years. I would say at least 5 years, maybe 6 or 7, and I still have almost no viewers. So that's just, I used to get decent views, but not anymore. So that's just not helping. I just don't really, I know I have a few faithful viewers. That's great. I love having faithful viewers, but it would be nice if I still had the old viewers that would stop in and watch a little, maybe occasionally, and maybe even if they didn't comment, that was okay. They were still here, but now I get almost nothing. So it's just kind of disheartening, and I just, I used to just video all the time, and now I'm like, well, nobody's going to see it anyway, so what's the point? You kind of get like that. You kind of get in that attitude. That's a bad attitude to have, because it's not really about views. I mean, but it would just be nice if I could just get 100 views, even if they didn't stay 10 minutes. It's still 100 views. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Anyway, it's just been really disheartening. Also, I'm dealing with my dad. My dad's just not doing well. So I'm having to go over there. I mean, I don't even think he cares, but I feel like I need to go over there 2 times a week. I mean, I could probably go 3 times a week. he's just not doing great, and it's just the way it is. And I just don't have a lot of time to devote anymore. So anyway, thanks for being here. Love you guys.